Tuned in to Elevated Talk.
Peace, 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 peace. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we got it up here on the live. Let's get the angles right. Let's get the angles right. Peace, 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 family, cosmic family. What's going on? What's going on? Let's take a deep breath. All right. So we've been feeling it. I feel we all been feeling it. The cosmic transitions, right? This entire year, we've been moving into the age of Aquarius. It's been a transition, right? But more recently, we had that full moon and everything like that. And so in this live, I felt called to go live just because, like, it was too much to try to put in one video, honestly. And so, it had been a minute since I went live, so I wanted to come up here, chop it up with you guys and things like that. To all my new people, what's good? Thank you for joining the family. talking about OGs who know about the OG lives, the garden ponders and everything like that. Thank you for joining us back here again. But so in this live, I just want to just kind of give a little overview. I'm gonna start with the lessons I learned from this recent full moon, and then we're gonna move into what I mean by this shift and dive in a little bit into this age of Aquarius, why we see, what's going on with the celebrity industry, the financial industry, things like that. I think I'm gonna play a little video for us too, and then we'll just wrap it up, conclude it, and things like that. But before we get into the live, all right, if you are looking to support me, but not only support yourself on this healing journey, definitely check out Elevated Oasis. Link is in the description. It's been a journey creating that, and I've stated it in other videos, but just creating that was really just a full expression of what I stand for, what I am here, what my message is about. It's not only just about reminding you of the power you hold within yourself, but how can we begin to heal Mother Earth with our own actions, with our own daily actions. And that's where sustainability comes in. And we all know the saying, no one is free when others are oppressed. And so just bringing awareness to those foreign affairs and things like that. But in truth, the real progress, the real spark starts within. So we have to, learn how to start there and things like that. And that's why I dropped that divine chakra course to aid in that healing process and good like beginner grounds and things like that. So if you're looking to support my work and the content here at Elevated Talk, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and also go check out Elevated Oasis. All right. So let's get into it. All right. The full moon, right? We had that full moon, and it was beautiful. It was honestly, I know I took some pictures and things like that, but just leading up to it, I remember like kind of feeling like not old energies, but I recently, like I set the intention to really awaken this mental energy, in the sense where it's like the field that I'm in, you got to think a little bit. So you have to be able to use your mind, but not overuse the mind. And that's always been something that I've always tried to find balance in, especially as a creator and a perfectionist, and just working on how to not allow the mind to become this overthinking machine, but use it in moderation, use it in its necessity. And so the first lesson that rose up to me during this full moon was being grateful for where I am. And what I mean by this is going to that perfectionism. It's like, as a perfectionist, past perfectionist, we'll speak that into existence. As a past perfectionist, it's like you get something done, right? And I could see myself doing it with Elevated Oasis. You get something done, whether it's major or small, and it's like on to the next thing. Or like you're about to finish something, and then you want to harp on this, harp on that, harp on this, and it can cause that overthinking. It can get it can get your mental energy being used against you rather than flowing with creativity. And so you're directing your energy into all of these different possible realities, excuse me. And it's causing for you to kind of bypass the beautiful gifts that are rising in your experience. And I could see that happening with me recently, as these energies brought up, and the video we're going to watch is going to cover in like how that mental energy plays and things like that. And it's like, when we allow ourselves to slow down and be grateful, like I said this thing like a while back on one of my TikToks. It was like, gratitude is the cheat code for real. And what I mean by that is like, when we allow ourselves to be grateful for the small things, bro. I'm talking about the small W's, like the very small W's. Like you this this is this is not a small W, but you get a text back from that girl, or you that store you put together actually making bread online, or you actually being able to help your moms out, or that's not, I'm naming big W's now. I'm trying to think of some small W's. But that's, and I feel like that's kind of the paradox. It's like, no matter the size of the W, like, be grateful for it. And I feel like when we allow ourselves to slow down and be grateful for, no matter whether it's a lowercase w or a capital W, or in between W, right? No matter the size of the W, like slow down and see that. Like, don't let your mind play you out of your applause, right? Don't let your mind play you out of your applause. Like, if you put in work for something, like show yourself gratefulness, you know what I mean? Like, be grateful for the ability to even create something, to be able to take what's inside your being and put it into physical manifestation, right? Like, in the beginning of my journey, this is where it really low-key stems from. In the beginning of my journey, I started like this entire spiritual journey because I remember seeing an ad, and it was like it was like, if you're looking to manifest 10K, all you have to do is learn this law of attraction, and I've created a course in this and this. And I remember just like instantly being like hooked on it, right? And it's obviously, it has its divine purpose. It led me into this path and things like that. But I remember, like, I used to be doing spiritual practices sometimes just for the monetary gain. And so I remember, like, I would go into deep states of meditation, really visualize everything and things like that, but I wouldn't see the monetary gain of it. And so I would be like, oh, this is bullshit, it's not working, and things like that. And so to bring this full circle, it's like, when you create something, right, even if it has the intention of, you trying to make bread off of it, understand, one, it's an energetic thing, and also that even if the bread not coming in physically, don't let that L feeling, or don't let the physical dictate your energetic state or dictate your confidence in your power, right? And this brings me into to lesson number 2. It's like, don't let your physical dictate your confidence in your power. Like, I'm just gonna repeat that because that's straight up what the lesson is. It's like, we go through trials, we go through tribulations, and we go through these things for a reason, and they provide us with knowledge. They provide us with tools and things that we need to help us evolve. And so life moves in those wave states, right? Life moves in those ups and downs, the ebb and flow of life. And so, if one, we can recognize that even when we're in low states, or we're supposedly taking an L, right? It don't mean that, life is not, it don't mean that you not necessarily winning, right? And we're playing around with duality here now. But what I mean by this is, like, even when you feel like you took a L, don't let it doubt, like, don't let it have you doubting in your power. Like, don't let that energy start to manifest into doubting thoughts. Don't let that energy start to manifest into pity. Don't let that energy start to manifest into you feeling like, bro, I'm finna give up on this shit, I don't want to do it no more, and blase blase. Because the thing is, we're put through those trials and tribulations to literally, I feel like, and in my journey, I feel like it's a multitude of things, but I feel like it's to help us reaffirm, right? Help us reaffirm and call for us to use the knowledge that we've learned in those experience. Because my brother Guido, he says this thing. It's like, the yogi can spend all of his time learning about self and things like that in the cave, and that's important. That's very important. It's a part of the journey. But the real test is in real life, when the yogi is in the city and somebody steps on his foot and spits at him. How do you react? And in that sense, the real test is when you've gone through this healing, when you've gone through these tribulations, and now you're beginning to go into real life experience. You're beginning to take your ideas, put them into physical manifestation, get out, mingle with people and things like that. And the real test comes when your ego is touched a little bit, when something doesn't necessarily go how you seen it, right? Is, do you sink into self-doubt? Do you sink into self-pity? Or do you choose to remember, okay, look, there's a divine lesson in this. It's not to disregard maybe the actions that I took or the lessons that I could be learning from this, but it's also not to have me doubting in my divine power. It's also not to have me out here like, now I'm finna give up on this because it didn't go this exact way. And so that's been a key lesson in my experience. And also, too, the reason why we go through these trials and tribulations is because, quite literally, we have energy within our being that needs to cycle out. And so the only way that it can cycle out is if it comes to physical manifestation. So sometimes we may be like this, like before this full moon energy, bro, I was riding a wave, bro. I'm still riding a wave. You always riding a wave, right? I was riding a wave of just pure like just very high vibrational energy, just very like just fully connected, fully grounded, like very balanced energy. And I could start to feel this full moon energy creep in. And I was aware of it. And that's why it's important to know the energetics, know what's going on in the cosmos and things like that. So you don't feel like you just getting slapped in the face and life is just throwing you all types of curveballs. But it's really just, you got a full moon coming in here trying to teach you subconscious lessons, trying to help you cleanse and stuff like that. And so when this full moon energy started cleaning up, like the key thing was just surrenderance. The key thing was just fully letting go. I pause because I'm looking. Hold up, guys. Cause I thought the chat was on. I didn't even know if the chat was on or not. Hold up, guys. We'll be right back. See, I don't want to stop it. We gonna multitask real quick because I thought the chat was on. But so the key is just really surrenderance, right? It's just allowing yourself to be in your feelings, in your emotions. And one thing I had to learn throughout my journey is when I say like allow. Oh shit, hold up. This is my first time
Now
rocking
tuned
OBS. Y'all
in
gotta
to
give me a second. All right, y'all gotta. All right, OBS and me used to be good friends. Now I'm rebuilding the friendship for real. Okay. Oh damn. All right. It's gonna do it again though. Okay. It's cause I have like stream keys set up, and so when I press certain numbers, it does this sometimes. But just give me 1 second. Um, but like I was saying, so when I say like allow yourself to feel the emotions, allow yourself to feel what you're going through and surrender, what I had to learn in my experience is that literally like it's a balance. And going back to what I was talking about with the mental energy, like when we feel certain emotions, what's also attached to those emotions are programmed thoughts, because we have maybe thought about something for so long and it's kind of created this neuron pathway in our brain. So when we feel a certain emotion, it comes with certain thoughts. And so those thoughts and emotions, they combine and they get radiated throughout our energetic bodies, right? And so it's when we start to just allow ourselves to feel without placing that limiting, confining energy. Excuse me. I had a good lunch, right? So it's when we allow ourselves to feel without placing that limiting, confining energy on it that we can begin to recognize that these emotions are attached to a part of ourselves that maybe haven't healed or maybe isn't free within our being. And this goes back to the subconscious video that I just dropped on Tuesday, talking about how there are versions of ourselves that lie within us that are not experiencing freedom because they're still holding on to trauma or grief or hate or things like that. And so this is what I mean when we go through these cycles and these trials. It's energy that has been stuck in our energy bodies that is coming to rise into our physical experience, oftentimes from the subconscious, so that we can become aware of them. And through that feeling process, without labeling them as, oh, this energy is here, this experience is here, I'm going to sink into doubt, fear, and all of that, but rather understand what it is and say, okay, this is giving me a chance to alchemize this. This is giving me a chance to feel this and let go of this consciously, right? And so that's why like it's really important to it's a practice, bro. I mean, it's a practice. I love always like just reminding myself, because I can easily get up here and flow and say these divine words, but it's a practice. Like where I am and what I did, like it took years of practice. And it's just reminding yourself that like you may not get it on the first try every time, but what matters is that you're actually trying. And so it's just when you feel these energies and when you feel these shifts within your being, and it may bring you to depths, it may bring you to past feelings and things like that. It's just calling you to understand the energetics. It's just calling you to recognize that, one, that what you're feeling right now is not going to last forever, but also that it's calling you to heal that version of yourself that may still be holding on to those feelings, to those certain belief systems and things like that. All right, we're almost done.
Now tuned in to elevated talk.
Okay. And then boom. Let me see the password. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Oh my goodness. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Y'all want to do the we'll be right back? Wait, no, we almost done. I'll save that for another one. Okay. All right. Chat is live. What's good, chat? Chat, is this real? Are we really evolving into the age of Aquarius? What? Chat? What? Chat? Right? So, the final lesson that I learned this full moon was slow down, bro. Slow the fuck down, man. Like, and this kind of ties in really into everything. It's just like there is no need to rush. Like, wherever you are in your journey right now, there is purpose for it. And this goes back to, like, even outside of the perfectionism, like letting go of allowing your mind to kind of have you glaze over some magical experiences. And I remember this happening for me. It's like because you can get so used to certain experiences, and it's a balance to it, honestly. You get so used to certain experiences, like the bliss of really sinking into the present moment, of connecting with your ancestors, tapping into higher realms, or going into meditative states where it's like you're touching like new levels and things like that. When those things start to become normal, it's almost like certain experiences just become you know what I mean? And in that, you have to catch yourself, because it's when we recognize that each experience is just as magical as that meditation where you sat down and you was seeing stars and you was communicating with another being from another planet, and it was clear as fuck, and they gave you the message to go do this, and you felt so connected, so vibing out and all that type of stuff. When you walking in the park, that experience is just as magical. When you sitting down working on a project, that experience is just as magical. And it lies in just allowing yourself to slow down and fully be there with where you are in your journey. And it's very easy, like even in the spiritual community, like I've caught myself do it a couple times. And it's more of just like recognizing the beauty of the uniqueness of this experience, where it's like you see another divine soul on his journey. He tapping in, they tapping in, she tapping in, right? And it's like, for a hint, the ego may try to be like, oh, well, man, what the fuck, I'm not there, I'm not this, I'm not there, right? But it's like, this goes back to that practice, this goes back to that reminder. It's like in that instant, it's like you remember the divine uniqueness of it all, and no longer judge yourself or compare yourself to different divine beings and things like that, but gain inspiration, gain ideas, and more expansive thoughts, learn. Like, there's a saying I seen on TikTok. It was like everybody, no matter what it is, has something to teach to everybody else. So it's like when we can leave those limited perspectives, when we can leave those confining perspectives and things like that, it allows us to slow down, right? But also breathing, but also recognizing our heart space, and really allowing ourselves to feel where we are and not judge ourselves for where we are. It can allow us to slow down, to gain insight, to talk to another divine brother, talk to another divine sister, without trying to, compare ourselves, or try to be like, oh, I'm here and you're there, or oh, I'm this and I'm there. But relating it back to your spiritual journey. Like, allow yourself to slow down and recognize the beauties that are going on around your life, the beauties that are going on within your experience. Because it's like I said, gratitude is the cheat code, bro. Gratitude is the cheat code, man. And when we allow ourselves to, like, really just be in our experience and know that, okay, like, yes, I'm going through this, you can call it L error or whatever. We don't really want L errors. No, we don't want L. We want like L days or like L hours, not errors. Not errors of L's. But when we're going through those dark periods, when we're going through, those moments in which it's it's difficult, bro. Like, that shit happens, bro. And it can get dark, and it leaves you speechless. It leaves you in isolation. It leaves you, contemplating. It's in those moments where we have to be that reminder to ourselves, or we may find it on TikTok. I remember countless times where I found my reminders on TikToks, and that's what I mean. It's like leaving that silly egoic game and recognizing that we are all, bodies of the divine, and we're channeling our own unique energy. We're channeling our own unique message. And those messages, that light, can literally be the light to help spark you back up. So, like, for my masculine breath, like, don't feel like, oh, why this nigga motivated me? Oh, why I'm getting motivated by this nigga? What? Like, don't feel like that. Like, we each is here to help each other. And it's like, that's what I really be talking about on Instagram, bro. It's like, we gotta leave this silly egoic game and support each other locally. Like, these private corporations, these big box stores, they're run by, these deep state, BlackRock. You can call them reptilians, whatever you want to call them. Like, they're run by people who don't really give a fuck about our well being. And so I am going on a little tangent rant here, but just stick with me, right? These people don't give a fuck about our well-being, and so we have to be the ones to give a fuck about our well-being. But that also means giving a fuck about our brothers and sisters' well-being. So if that means, getting out and using our voice to tap in and help another brother out, or getting out and, supporting another brother or a sister or anything like that, like, let's leave these silly egoic games so that we can slow down, be in our heart space, and live from there, right? But going back to what I was saying, we also have to use the mental sometimes too. So it's just finding a good balance, bro. And so that is what this full moon has taught me. It was beautiful. It was uncomfortable. It was weird. Um, and honestly, looking back, I loved every second of it, bro. I feel like I feel like I'm talking like I just went on like a 2 week journey, and then I come out a new person. But that's really what full moons feel like. I remember last night just looking up at the moon and just like entering a very nice meditation, very casual, and feeling that full moon energy and things like that. But now for the major news, okay? For the major news. Now, like I said, OBS and me are getting reacquainted. So I'm gonna check real quick on the stream just to make sure that the what's it called? See, cause I gotta figure out, cause usually I used to have like two screens, but now I have like one screen, so it doesn't transition. So I can't like set up one while the other one is playing. So I would do the "we'll be right back," but if I did it, I wouldn't be able to set up the other one. So yeah, we finna rock it authentico and behind the scenes type thing. So y'all finna sit here with me. I don't have no uncopyrighted music to play for y'all. So y'all finna y'all let me know in the chat how y'all feeling. What's good? If y'all got any questions, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Okay. Let's see. And I'm gonna mute it so there's no echo. But y'all can still hear me though. Y'all can still hear me. So let me go here. Right. Boom, boom. That's good. That's good. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So we're gonna switch to this screen. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. And then boom. All right. Boom. See, be doing that. I don't know why I be doing that. Okay. Boom. Okay. All right. Let me just. It's good. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, okay. Okay. I see. Cause it's. I'm sorry for the echo, guys. Let me just exit out of this real quick. All right. There we go. There we go. So I don't know why it be glitching like this. It just be like spamming out like the screen. Okay. So first of all, shout out to this cosmic soul right here. This is who I watch for all my cosmic alignments. I don't think we're gonna watch the whole video, but this is just gonna lead us into the age of Aquarius and just the really diving in deep into the cosmic alignments and things like that. I have a point at which I know I want to stop it at, and then we're gonna go into some divine rant and just talking about why it is we see the things happening in the music industry, the importance of protecting your energy and things like that. We'll go over some practices, uh, and yeah, just the overall change that we're gonna start to see and things like that. So I'm gonna mute my mic and we gonna watch this. Okay. So right there. So we had Pluto in Capricorn, and as she stated, like we had some lessons that we needed to learn, right? And so this and you can always connect that to both the micro and the macro of our collective and of our internal universe, right? And so what I mean by this is just recognizing one, as we know, Pluto is that planet of birth and death and rebirth. And so with it transitioning into Aquarius, Aquarius being, damn, excuse me, Aquarius being that sign of, um, innovation, evolution, forward thinking, and things like that. You know, those two together, right, is that transition, is this shift, right? And I don't even have to say it. You already know we're moving into the age of Aquarius if we're not already in it. Like, and the thing I dropped today, and like I talked about how these past few, I mean, honestly, this whole year was like a little preface. Like we have been preparing and going through trials and tribulations, going through lessons that we needed to learn so that we could be prepared for this shift. And so this gets me into why we see, and she mentioned it. And shout out to the Cosmos Soul. I love her content. And she mentioned it, right? Like it's releasing these old structures, these old ways of thinking in the financial system, these old ways of thinking in the societal system, these old ways of thinking, just over all around, relating it back to that micro and that macro scale. And that is because of that energy of both Pluto, but also your age of Aquarius, because that Aquarius energy is like, it's about innovation, it's about evolution. Like it wants to bring that new into this reality. And so like we are quite literally living in the greatest like era. Like we are living in one of those eras that I genuinely feel will be will be talked about in history books, right? If not already written in the future, right? Past, present, future. It's all the eternal now, right? It's all the eternal now. And so when we begin to understand this, we also understand, going back to what I was stating about old energy, right? For new things to come in, we have to consciously be aware and feel and alchemize the old, the darkness out of our system so that we can now begin to operate on new frequency. And so just bringing up the celebrity industry, like we've been having all types of things be exposed all throughout the year. Your Cat Williams, uh I don't even want to say the name, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. I don't even want to invoke that. You know what I mean? And so and it's you had your Kendrick Lamar and beef battle, right? Like all of those things like add to it's like little hints, bro. And it's like understanding the energetics behind it. Like on the surface level, you like, oh no, that's just beef. They just beefing, or like, oh no, he just yapping about shit. Like, nah, it's literally the spiritual energy coming in from these higher dimensions that are guiding these divine souls to speak the truth. It's a reason why, I mean, Cat Williams was sitting on this information for years. Years. Freaking years, bro. And it is now when he decided to come out with it. And amongst many other people who came out with information that, exposed the demonicness that goes on in the music industry. It's understanding that like now is the time. Like this energy that is coming in from the spiritual realm, from these higher dimensions, are guiding us, all of us, to begin to live in our truth, to speak in our truth, to embody our truth. But what does that take? It takes bringing up that darkness, right? And now going to the micro level, you the viewer watching this right now, right? Uh, Bringing that darkness to the surface and recognizing that you don't have to hold on to it. You can let that go. And on a generational level, it's understanding that anybody can be a generational breaker. Anybody can break generational curses. It just you just have to be willing to tap in. But when you do that, right, you have to be willing to face that darkness that comes with it. And so anybody who's watching this video right now chose to come here on earth at this time. Chose to come here. I don't know if I'm looking at me, you, or right here, right? You chose to come here at this time. and you have purpose. No matter what this physical world may be going through, we have to understand the energetics. And it's understanding that that Pluto into Aquarius is sparking that age of Aquarius. It's sparking that age of evolution. But for that to happen, we must first consciously understand the darkness that has once filled this realm. And so all of these things that are arising right now are to help us become aware of that. And so as we become aware of that, we can see, okay, I don't gotta. I'm letting that go, right? And so I'm flowing back to the macro level of why it is we see what's going on. My heart goes out to the people of Gaza, to the people of Congo, people of Sudan, like anybody who is in those foreign reliefs that are going through that suffering. It's understanding that's that balance of light and darkness. Where light exists, darkness does too. And so it's understanding that we have to become aware of these things. We have to see these things for what they really are, and we can't be afraid of it. We can't run from that. And I'm talking about your emotions too. Those dark feelings that may be suppressed through doom scrolling, that may be suppressed through friendships, that may be suppressed through relationships and things like that. And you're wondering why you keep on attracting the same thing, is because you haven't allowed yourself to let go of what's keeping you from living in your truth. And that's what's necessary. What's keeping you from operating in higher dimensions. And so as we move from that age of Capricorn, or no, I don't think it's age of Capricorn. It might have been Pisces. It's Pisces or Capricorn, and into age of Aquarius, we're now starting to let that evolution rise. But as I've been stating, and I keep on repeating it just to remind you guys what we're going through right now. For us to move into these higher dimensions, for us to start operating on these higher conscious levels, we have to let go of what's keeping us dense. We have to let go of what's keeping us in those dark states. And it's not to be afraid of those dark states. It's not to shame those dark states. It's not to shame those lower conscious levels. But it's understanding that that is only a piece of our reality, and that we are so much vaster. Like we are, I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but we are so much more vast than just those lower conscious states, than just what we've been told and been programmed to believe. And so that is why we're seeing what we're seeing in this world, the death, the destruction. And it's not to disregard it. It's not to, just toss it to the side like it doesn't exist, because it does. But it's purpose to it. There's a divine purpose to it. And when we can let go of allowing the news and the mainstream to inflict fear and things like that on our conscious level, we can begin to understand that the reason why we're going through it is so that we can consciously see it, let it rise, so that we can now begin to ask ourselves, okay, I no longer want to hold on to this. So what do I have to do to begin to change my habits, to begin to reprogram my mind, to begin to tap into higher conscious levels? And that, my friends, no, I'm just kidding. I was going to go on a little ad, but real talk. If you are looking to begin your healing journey and things like that, I dropped a divine chakra course, and the chakras act as that internal map, the knowing of your energetic system, to awaken that cosmic energy within you that allows you to quite literally begin to reprogram your DNA. And what I mean by that is recognizing that this external environment has influenced our mind, and that energy has influenced our emotions, and that energy and emotion has influenced our cells, our genes. And because we've allowed our external for so long to influence our genes, our environment has now put a grip on our DNA. So when we go through our chakras, when we begin to tap in, meditate, tap in on higher conscious levels, feel new emotions by allowing ourselves to see different, to think different, to perceive different, we are quite literally beginning to influence our genes to operate on new energy, which allows our genes to begin to produce, you can call it new filling genes, new cells. And what this is doing, and it's opening up parts of ourselves, our DNA, that has been blocked or called junk DNA. And so that is allowing us to tap into that infinite wisdom, right? If you ever watch Billy Carson's video where he talks about how DNA is literally a hard drive, we have billions of information in our DNA, but due to our external environment, it's been compressed. We've forgotten it because they told us, hey, look, you got to go to school. Then you got to go to school, but pay for that school. Then you got to go in debt. And that's basically like a handcuff. Then you got to work the rest of your life to pay off that debt. Now circle that back. And there's a whole bunch of linguistics that I could get into to really boggle your mind. But essentially, these tactics have been used. And the book I this internal knowledge, but the book I'm reading that's really helping me break this down is Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. But where you put your energy is what grows. So when the school system, they ask for your energy, when your job asks for your energy, when all these things are asking for your energy, when you're scrolling on TikTok or whatever you scroll on, Pornhub included, that you're giving your energy there. And think about it like a pizza dough, right? If you stretch it too thin, there's no center, there's no base. It's very thin, it can break easily. So we have to be willing right now to call back our power. I'm not saying quit your jobs. If you feel called to quit your job, quit your job. That's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But what I'm saying is begin to listen to that deeper part of self. Do not allow this physical to just dictate your inner environment. You have to cultivate a new inner environment, and that takes practice. That takes, like I said, it takes practice. It takes being willing to show up for yourself. It takes being willing to be there for yourself, even in the volumes low. Hey, I appreciate you, Abel Dre. I thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. My apologies. I said, brother, I'm so sorry. I said, brother, my bad. I didn't mean to. My bad. But I thank you for that. But it takes being willing to show up for yourself. It takes being willing to be there for yourself, even in those low moments. And so that's my spiel on what's going on right now while we're going through this shift, while we're going through what we're seeing right now in this reality. We're seeing this darkness arise. We're seeing the chaos and the suffering of foreign countries and things like that. But like I said, it holds a divine purpose, and you know, it's being willing to do our part, and our part is healing. So how exactly do we heal? Well, go check out all the videos that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a drop some sauce for you guys. Okay, so number one, all right. Number one, and I feel like this is very important, is connect with your ancestors. Like I stated a couple minutes ago, if you're here experiencing this reality right now, you chose to be here, right? And so what also is here with you is your entire lineage of your ancestors. Whether you know it or not, or they know it or not, they are experiencing this physical reality through you, through your senses, through your eyes, through your touch. And for some people may be like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Think about it like this. When your grandma was born, you existed already, right? And what I mean by that is the future, the past, the present, it all exists right here in the eternal now, right here in this present moment. And that can blow some people's mind. But it's understanding that this physical plane that we're experiencing right now is only one plane of existence. I dive more into that in the chakra course. It's only one plane of existence. It's the densest, and it's the most linear. And what I mean by that is we have things like time. We have things like the hour, the day, all of those things. And so it's programmed us to think very linearly. But when we understand the limitless of our being and our true nature, which is where we came from, which is spirit, that spirit realm, that very lightness, that essence that lies behind everything, we understand that when we see somebody transition from this physical realm, all that has happened is an energy transfer, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So that energy transfer now allows their being to leave from this physical vessel and move into a higher dimension, one that is not bound by these physical things that we know as time, days, and all these other things. And so an ancestor in your lineage, right, is a part of you, is a part of your energy, because it's simply that, I'm trying to word this, it's simply you that came before you. And what I mean by that, just to keep it simple, it's like going back to your grandma. Like when your grandma was born, you existed because your mom also existed in your grandma. So you exist all the way back to your first ancestor and now. And so it's just recognizing that we are limitless. It's recognizing that our ancestors are right here with us, and they're calling to us. They're calling for us to connect with them. And this goes back to the DNA. And what I mean by that is we have this information within our DNA. We have this information within our being, but we have to connect to it. And how do we do that? It's starting to operate on those higher vibrations. And so the first thing that I would suggest when it comes to connecting with your ancestors, and I might do a video on this, y'all let me know if y'all want a video on this, is create an altar, right? And the video's right here. We can make this the video, right? So all an altar is basically, and I like to look at it as a bridge. All the altar is basically you bring guided guided gifts to, whether it's like a dresser, for me it's a tree outside. It can be a dresser, it can be anything that you're guided to and that you kind of go to. You can pray at it, you can meditate by it, you can bring pictures. What I like to do is I refill water, and I give water to them, not every day, just when I feel aligned to and things like that. I'll also bring other crystals and things like that. And so it's really just about connecting with your ancestors, in the sense that, it may start as you simply setting the intention to connect with your ancestors. It may start as you simply choosing to look up a video about your lineage or anything like that. And from there, I feel like, and I've seen in my experience, that you start to quite literally get called to certain things. Like I remember where my entire journey started was I was watching a video, and it was a lady playing a flute, and I was called to the flute. Then I seen, where's the flute from? And then I was called to my Native American ancestry. And then from there, just going further and further and further, my mom's from Brazil. So going to to see what Native American tribes lived in Brazil. And then, realizing and recognizing about the Patashua tribe, right? And, not to give too much of my family information away, recognizing that, there was a conqueror that had a similar last name. And so that's how I got the name that I have now, and recognizing that, okay, yeah, that is my tribe. It's just my name came from that conqueror due to them coming over there and stealing my people's stuff and things like that. And so just going down that rabbit hole. And what that's doing is now you are one, there's a multitude of things that happen when you connect with your ancestors. And multiple things is that, one, now that you're connecting with your ancestors, you're feeling them, you're hearing them, you're listening to them, but also you're feeling their pain. If they're holding on to anything, you've now become that vehicle to release. You've now become that vehicle to let go of anything that they may have still been holding on to in that past life. And so from there, you can start to gain their wisdom, to gain their knowledge and things like that. You can start to see into their lives as they see into your lives. It's that intertwinement of understanding that, everything is present right here, right now. And so all it takes is you choosing to tap in, you choosing to connect with your ancestors. And from there, you no longer allow these physical games to dictate your mindset, because you've now connected with something deeper. You've now connected with those higher realms, which is now becoming your internal guidance system. And so you have all different types of guides. But for me personally, I never really delved too deep into, your angels or your your spirits or your things like that. For me, it's always just been listening to my ancestors, and I've really found a deeper foundation in that, and listening to your higher self. And so I feel like your higher self, like that's your bridge, like that's your bridge to your higher self. I mean, not that's your bridge to the cosmos. And from there, it's like you start to understand the limitless being that you are. You start to understand and see things differently, and that's how it really starts. Is your perspective starts to change, and you yourself start to see things differently. But it comes from that connection with the higher realms. So just to come full circle, the first practice is to start connecting with the higher realms, which I've talked about plentiful on the channel about how to do that, what practices to do, and things like that. Now, the second thing is protect your energy during these times. As I stated, you know, there are many things that will try to steal your energy. There are many things that will, and you may consciously do them, whether it's scrolling on your phone all day, or getting caught up in melodramaticness of drama, the political system, all of these things. Like, all these illusions are here to try and steal our energy, try to get our attention focused on some physical shit. When truthfully, the energetics is the real news. Like the video we just watched, that's the real news. Understanding the cosmic alignments, what's going on behind the veil, and not being caught up in this physical game. So it's protecting your energy by knowing the energetics. And so for me, this kind of goes to the connection with my ancestors. You can do things that your ancestors give you. You can ask them for protection. You can ask your higher self, your God, your spirit guides. If you practice with your archangel Michael's and all your other tarot readings, things like that. If you practice with that, if that's your bread and butter, you can use those things to ask for protection, to gain protection. Because the thing about it is like, it's just like religion. Like, all of it is a uniquely expression of this divine energy that lies within all of us. It's just each of us hold different energetics. Like, each of us hold different powers. Each of us hold different past lives. Each of us hold different unique abilities that is channeled through different things. And so we can use our powers to quite literally use it as protection. And so you have your crystals and your things like that. Like, for me personally, I keep amethyst and clear quartz on me at all times. Also keep lapis lazuli on me, and I used to wear some black obsidian when I was doing some root work. But crystals is a great way to protect yourself and keep you protected. But also, what I like to do for my masculine, if you're on a semen retention and just protecting your energy, and you're retaining your energy and things like that, two things. I would suggest doing some Tai Chi, because that energy can get potent, bro, and it can drive that mental energy very heavily. And if you don't have a way to move it or transition it, it can get kind of uncomfortable, and sometimes it can lead you to go bust one off real quick. So I would suggest doing Tai Chi, but also what I like to do is create a force field. And I mean, whether you're masculine, feminine, or whether you're holding your life force energy or not, just practice this. Just try doing this, and let it be creative. Like, quite literally, like, envision from your energy centers, drawing your energy and using it to create a force field, right? What I like to do is kind of charge up with the earth, right? Like, sit down, feel the earth. I'll hold my hands on Mother Earth. And then what I'll do is bring that energy inward to my energy centers, right? And because we are electromagnetic beings, right? We're a vortex, right? I'll bring it into my energy, right? And just have the intention of letting it bring strength, letting it bring fortitude. And so from there, I'll bring it into my energy center. I'll bring it all the way up to my crown, and kind of just create like this force field. And it's very imaginative, but it's understanding the energetics of it. And so that is another way that you can protect your energy and things like that. And then also another way is just observe, bro. Like, quite literally, sometimes if you're in certain experiences where you're around people and like the energies is off, or the energies is weird, bro, like, just sit back and observe. Like, I'm not telling. I mean, I'm not telling you nothing. You can do anything that you would like, but observation like really will tell you everything you need to know. Like I've had experiences where I was on like plant medicine, and like I literally like when you just allow yourself to just be silent, like don't even talk, like you just start having revelations. And then also it's intriguing as fuck. You in a public area, and you just silent, right? Like just observe, like observe people's actions, because truthfully like everybody is at different stages. Some people might be uh see, I don't even want to get into that, bro, but some people might be robots, some people might be NPCs, some people might be on another dimension, whatever it is. Just observe, bro, and it'll allow you to really see clearly and kind of give you like almost like tunnel vision, especially if you're trying to communicate with your ancestors. Like, and when it comes to communication with the higher realms, they will come to you in any different way, bro. They will come to you in a billboard, in a conversation, in any different way. So when you allow yourself to just sit back and observe and just, really feel your internal universe, no matter where you're at, which is something I've really been practicing, is just walking in that divine knowing, no matter the experience, right? Like, I feel like it's very protective in a sense that you're not, you're not it's very protective in the sense that you're not just, I mean, because your voice is very powerful. Your voice is energy. And when you sit back and observe, it's almost like, I mean, they can't really do nothing. Like, nobody can really do anything because, like, you haven't said anything. They may try to pour a reaction out of you, but you can't. I mean, if you're sitting in observation, I mean, it's just, there's no words for it, right? But observing is a way to protect your energy, because that silence, that inner communication with yourself is really all you need. And so those are the ways to protect your energy. Like I said, if you're looking to get there into those higher vibrations, check out the other videos. I'd highly suggest journaling during these times, especially about your dreams. In the video, we didn't finish it, but in the video, I'll leave it down in the link below or in the comments. Actually, I'll drop it in the comments right now. This is the link. I love her content, bro. She be dropping some bangers. But just if you're looking to tap in with that energy, definitely go check out the other videos. But journaling is something that has always stuck with me, just because like it's very important to communicate with your inner universe, to communicate. I don't know why it's not letting me copy this into the chat. I'm gonna leave it in the link below. But it's very important to communicate with your internal universe. It's very important um to feel your own energy. And this gets me back to how there are a lot of influences, there are a lot of stimuli going on right now, and it's important to dive into our own senses, because as technology grows, which is something that is a part of this journey, I mean, not this journey, but this evolution, like technology is going to grow. Like, there was a video, trying to think, there was a video of, I watched it, and I didn't post it, but there was a video of Mark Zuckerberg. He released some new product. There was a video of Mark Zuckerberg. Hold up. It's finna get me into why we really need to start tapping into our metaphysical senses. Okay, let's listen to this. And I know y'all seen the thing with the Tesla robot. I wonder if I can find it.
This is Orion, our first fully functioning prototype.
Hold up. Right, they came out with some AR glasses, but there was a video of him literally talking to an AI on the phone.
Also worked with some of the most iconic voices.
Damn, bro, I can't find it right now. All right, it's all good, but I'm gonna end it like this. All right. And y'all listen to me when I say this, okay? Technology is going to grow. And as we know, they, them, BlackRock, reptilians, whoever you want to call them, right? The people who want our consciousness to stay at a lower consciousness, right? They're going to use this technology to try and fool us, to try and trick us, to throw illusions, right? All of this shit that you've seen with the celebrity industry, everything is planned, bro. Everything is calculated because they have the awareness of the cosmic alignments. And if they can try to get a majority of the collective to be feeling fear, to be feeling doubt, to be feeling worry, then it goes against the better half of the collective that's trying to raise the vibration. But we don't got to worry about that because it's spiritual revolution. It's inevitable. It's happening. Okay, it's here. All right. So the reason why I really like full circle, bro, it's time to start tapping in to our higher senses, to our higher vibration, tapping in with the cosmos, talking to our ancestors, learning our ancestors' ways, because they lived in harmony. They lived in pure, blissful harmony. Now, I'm not saying we got to retreat back to huts and walking around naked and shit like that, but it's modernizing our ancestors' ways, tapping in with our metaphysical senses, because it's those senses, it's our intuition, our it's our clairvoyance, it's our clairaudience, it's all those things that are going to help us to see through these illusions that will be played. Because as we move into this transition, the illusions and the delusions are going to be ramped up. The biggest one happening right now is this political debate, puppet show, whatever you want to call it. All right, it is getting people so riled up right now, so centered on the physical, not recognizing that we are literally living through one of the best transitions in our lives. So, to whoever this reaches, show up for yourself day in and day out. Understand that this life is deeper than the physical. That yes, while we still play here in this physical game, we have to pay bills, we have to do other things, right? We have to do those things, right? That there is more to it. And that you have the power to live a life that is not confined by those programmings, that is not confined by this capitalistic system. And that starts with choosing to tap in with the power that is within you. All right? Now, I ain't gonna go on no sales rant. You already know. If y'all want to support, like, subscribe, do all of the above. Check out Elevated Oasis. Seriously, put my heart, blood, and sweat and tears into that one for real. But I'm here to remind you, to remind all of us, to remind myself, right? The self that is all, that is self, that is I, that is self, that is everything, right? The paradox. How powerful we really all are, all right? Thank you, chat. Thank you, April. Thank you for tapping in. Much love. This is the first live. Thank you for joining me with this divine yap session. I love each and every single one of y'all. All right, I'm saying nothing but cosmic love, cosmic peace. All right, and y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all stay tuned, bro. We're gonna keep running it up. We're gonna keep tapping in. All right, much love, gratitude to the ancestors. Peace.